Can you use reverse camera in WA driving tests? The good news is yes, you can use your camera as long as you understand its limitations. But most importantly, in this video, I'm going to cover how should you use your reverse camera, why the predictive lines become misleading after you reach a 45-degree angle, and what assessors expect from you. Most reverse cameras in modern cars show predictive lines, the curved predictive lines that move with your steering, and they are usually yellow. The yellow lines show the projected path of your rear wheels. They are extremely useful during initial alignment and first phase of the park. Use your reverse camera until you get to a 45-degree angle roughly, and then switch your focus to the side mirrors and execute your reverse parking with military precision. The outer edge of the yellow predictive line should sit directly on top of the actual white bay line. When you start to steer, ensure that pointy edge of the line remains close to the solid white line, okay? So don't let it deviate too much from it, okay? So if it goes away, just fix it correctly, and it reacts really rapidly to, to your steering. Okay, so keeping it as close as possible there, checking everywhere else. You have to cover at least about 20 meters that way, 20 meters that way. Use all 3 mirrors, 6 windows, and the reverse camera, because you can't just rely on the reverse camera. That is where people get severely penalized in the driving assessment. Now, the predictive line, as you can see, becomes progressively less accurate. The guideline assumes a fixed path, but your steering input is still changing. The car's body angle no longer matches what the camera can show clearly. Now, we have to rely on the blue line. Straighten up twice, and you will end up straight in your lines. Tiny minor correction is sometimes necessary, and the red line represents, the depth. Bring the red line over the curb, and you're still going to have at least about 20-30 centimeters margin in most cases. Think of your reverse camera as a startup assistant, but then later on rely more on your side mirrors to get you precisely in the bay that you chose. Even when you're reversing to the right side, that line should sit right on top of the line, the first line of the bay you're intending to use, which is the one next to the blue Tesla. We're starting to turn, watching the predictive line, aiming properly to the white line, just going to that T shape with my sharp edge of the yellow line, and you can't really go wrong now. So now checking everywhere, especially traffic coming from that direction and that direction, looking at the rear, window, and now waiting until my blue lines become parallel with white lines. Slight correction there because I'm a little bit closer to the car, and if you've got a car that you're parking next to, you can simply allow for the driver to, or the passenger to step out, comfortably. Okay, so that's about right, so just correcting it slightly. So now the yellow line becomes a little bit more helpful, because if you're slightly on an angle, it'll show you how you're lining up. Once the blue line's hidden behind the yellow line, it means that you are parallel. Try to see the reverse camera as a useful tool, but don't just rely on it. You've got to check around. I suggest when you select reverse gear, get your back slightly off the seat and be ready to look around. Without hesitation, you have to act if there's a car coming from your right or left-hand side, a cyclist or pedestrians. They don't like tunnel vision. Check at least about 20 meters that way, 20 meters that way. That way you will intercept any motion, any objects coming fast towards you, pedestrians, trolleys, you name it. If a moving object grabs your attention, prioritize that while within your proximity. More people fail for poor observation than those who have to correct their reverse parking maneuver. Here's a big one. A lot of learner drivers and inexperienced drivers ignore the front swing clearance. Now, if I'm reversing left, my front end is going to swing out to the right. If someone's overtaking you or coming from the opposite direction, you have to wait and give way to them. Here's how to use your reverse camera effectively if you're using the driveway to make a 3-point turn. Most driving test candidates make a mistake by getting a bit too shallow in the driveway. You got to get deep enough in the driveway, then you can reverse out on the left-hand side. Just ensure that the second line, the one that I'm pointing to now, is inside the driveway. That way, your rear end is surely going to be inside the driveway. When I reverse out, it's going to end up facing that way well on the left-hand side. Also, try to be a little bit further to the left if you're using the right side driveway, because you've got to allow for the swing clearance to the right, because when you reverse left, your front end swings to the right. Ensure no one's coming, you know, especially that side if you're reversing left. So continuing to reverse, you can use the camera. You can see the yellow predictive line. Don't stress about the beepers too much. If you know them well, you should know what the tolerance is. Look at the yellow line, nicely sitting along the edge of the curb. Checking the side mirror, that's pretty good. Okay, checking everywhere. If it takes about a couple of seconds from the time you reverse out of a driveway, mirror is sufficient. Move forward and stop where you initially started. As always, feel free to ask any questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.